our swing pattern, it's important we understand song structure and harmony. There are many general forms to a jazz standard. The most common one being AA-BA, where you have two verses up front, a bridge where the harmony changes slightly, and then back to the familiarity of the verse to end the song. Many songs have intros and outros. You can change these as well to create your own arrangement for tunes. Some well-known intros involve having a 4-bar intro or an 8-bar intro. You can ask for the last 8 bars of the song. Well-known outros include a tag where you can put up a sign saying, I'm going to repeat the last line 3 times. Or you can vamp the ending until you're ready to be done. Sometimes you can ask for a progression, like a 3-6-2-5 progression. First, we have to know the chord progressions within a song, or what we jazz cats call the changes. For all of those that are excited to learn scatting on their vocal journey, this is a great place to be. Understanding basic chord movements can help you increase your language and harmonic options when it comes to improvisation. This is also why it's important for us to study piano along our vocal journey. Now we're going to look at some chords, or the basic skeleton for a jazz chord. For now, let's look at our major 7 chord. Starting on C, we have C, which is our root, our 3rd, which is E, our 5th, which is G, and our major 7, which is B. Play it all together. There we go. This exercise uses the words, I can sing a major chord. I can sing a major chord. All closed sounds. So let's begin. This will help you memorize the places for the intervals, or distance in between the notes. The more you're able to memorize your intervals, the easier it will be to transcribe or to scat your own solos over changes. Starting on C, we'll sing it like this. On a count of 3, I'll do the example first. 1, 2, 3, and I can sing a major chord. As simple as that, we'll move up in half steps from there. I can sing a major chord. I'll give you on a count of 3, we'll begin together. 1, 2, 3, and I can sing a major chord. 1, we're going to move up a half step. I can sing a major chord. Moving up a half step. I can sing a major chord. I can sing a major chord. Okay, putting lyrics to your notes can help you to familiarize yourself again with the intervals. Now, let's look at one of our most famous chord progressions. This is called a 2-5-1. 2-5-1s are taken from your scale. Like you have in the scale of C, we're going to start on the 2nd note of the scale for our 2, which is a minor chord. This just means that the 3rd is lowered and the 7th is lowered, creating this sound. Then we're going to move up to the 5th note of the scale. Now our 5th note is the root. That's G. G has a major third, but it still has a flat 7. We call this a dominant 7. And now we're going to resolve back down to our root. Back to 1, we're going to play the 1, 3, 5, and this time it's a major 7, like our exercise we just did. I can sing a major chord. So the sound of 2, 5, 1 is like this. Our minor, 7, our dominant, and back to our root. So for this exercise, we're going to use a simple arpeggio that will help us further memorize the notes in each chord. Shu-ba-ba-ba-ya-do-le-da. Shu-ba-ba-ba-ya-do-le-da. We're going to break it down one more time. I'll sing it for you. So let's put it all together. One more time. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, and. You're probably wondering what syllables I'm singing. I'm using a lot of shoes, a lot of do's, a lot of do's, bows, a lot of ways or days. You can really choose whatever syllable feels most comfortable for you right now. But try to pick the most explosive ones, right? B's and D's, things like that. Now we're going to try this exercise back to back. If this seems to be a little too intricate at first, let's just focus on our roots. Our 2, 5, 1. 2, 5, 1. And you can simply sing the numbers that go along with those roots. One more time. Count it on 3. 1, 2, 3, and 2, 5, 1. A great way to familiarize yourself with the 2, 5, 1 is to pick any note on the piano. Once you understand the sound and the difference in intervals between your 2, 5, and your 1, you can play, let's for this instance, play our G. This is our 5. So without playing the 1, what would it sound like? 1. Good, good. But let's say our C is actually a 5. 5. Now you have to really do some thinking to figure out where your 1 would be. 5. 1. Good. 2, 5, 1. So what you can do is practice hitting any note on the piano. Treat this as your 5 and find your 1. 1. You don't have to practice all the time in a practice room. You can also practice while you're out and about. If you're listening to a song walking down the street, you can pick any note in the song. We're going to do this exercise one more time, and we're going to practice moving and hearing our 2, 5, 1s in our different keys. Let's start again on C. On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. chords so that you can get these notes right. Your thirds, your fifths, your sevenths. Now I want to try something with you called call and response. Call and response is where I sing a phrase to you and you repeat it back to me. I'll give you about 2 bars for you to repeat the phrases, and we'll do this over 2-5-1. We're going to be scanning through this exercise. So let's get ready. Use our percussive sounds, our B's, our D's, our W's, and don't forget to have some fun. Also keep in mind your rhythms, your triplets, your swing feels, shiliaba, things like that as we move along. Let's give it a try. For now, we'll stay in the key of C, playing our 2-5-1s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just want you to get that sound in your head, and here we go. Now you. Good. Good job. Call and response is a lot like transcribing, but you're doing it on the fly, impromptu. Just like when you're listening to someone's solo, you can actually break down this person's solo, taking it 2 bars at a time, 4 bars at a time. First listening to what they're playing, stopping the record, and then mimicking or repeating what you've heard. And pretty soon, once you've memorized this line, these 2 or 4 bars, you can add these lines to your own bag. The more you practice, the easier it would be to spot a 2-5-1, whether you sing it or hear it. Keep in mind that the 1 can move, but once you understand the sound quality of a 2-5, you'll be able to grasp what options you have to sing over it, because now you know your root, your thirds, your fifths, and your sevenths, or your dominant sevenths. Usually in any band setting, the primary object of a vocalist is to either sing the melody or provide another voice to the front line, or the line that sits in front of the rhythm section, that may be your bass, drum, guitar, or piano. The following are essential in any case. Have a list of standards prepared that you can perform, that you know, in and out, memorized. There's a difference between listening to something, checking it out, and knowing it. This way you can start to build your repertoire list and create your own vocal reel book. What goes into creating your vocal reel book, or a chart, your own personalized chart? You have to start with your key, whatever key is comfortable for your range of voice. Your melody or the lyrics, the chord changes, if there has been any changes made to the original, form or arrangements, that means different intros, outros, moving around the AABA, maybe you start at the bridge, maybe you take the bridge out for the ending. Or you can simply have the song as is. But these building blocks are what help you to continue to build your repertoire, language, and style. Remember, you are unique, and while we learn mostly through listening and transcribing, it's all about what feels good to you. Because the audience, more than anything, connects with your most authentic form of expression. That's the way jazz can connect us all. Happy learning!